Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the 55 Chevy Bel Air Street Machine 2-in-1 by Monogram. And in part 1 we went through all the parts, we painted everything, we talked about some of the different paint coatings. These aren't really that we did with the chrome, how we're going to build this, and some of the stuff that we've done. So if you haven't seen part 1, you want to go check that out before here, because it would be weird to watch us complete the build and then go back and watch the beginning. But anyway, so a couple things. Here are the slicks that we did, and I really wanted to use the aluminum slots. But weird thing is, these were the slots here are the ones that were on the tire tree. So the other tires that were here, which kind of look like a Krager SS, which I wasn't going to use with these big slicks. I really wanted to use the aluminum slots with the model, but use the big slicks. This is the biggest tire, so let's see, you can see the difference. So I'm not sure which tire I'm going to use now, because the slicks in the box are used with these, but the diameters are different, so these rims don't fit into these tires. So regardless, either way, maybe we'll use, let's see, you know, I mean, I don't know. See, I love the red rim, I do, and I'll probably use these would be great to have in a box, and I might use it. But I really love aluminum slots. I've had them on my real cars. These were like my tire of choice. A lot of people went with other tires. So I don't know. I just always like, even on my 57 Chevy, we had slots. Alright, so this morning we're going to put the engine together. We're going to start putting everything together. We're going to be using our silver Sharpie to do the chrome pieces here. They go down here. This is gonna, I think I'm just gonna paint this using the testers. This is a lot of chrome. Up here I could do it with the paint pen. This is easy to do with some silver testers paint. But all the detail, we'll do that. We're gonna take the glass piece for the hood, and this also has 4 tie downs, which I don't know why I would have 4 tie downs if it's hinged. That doesn't really make any sense, but you know, whatever. That's pretty cool. So this will go there in that area. We're gonna put everything together. We're gonna do the dashboard. We're gonna put it all together, finish this up, and then put all these awesome decals on this thing to make it look just like the box if we used the aluminum slots. But like I said, we might use these. I don't know, we'll figure it out. If not, these can go. We have so many racing trailers, and I actually have a really cool hauler that I haven't built yet. It's a big hauler. You guys have probably seen the kit, but I've never seen anybody build it on YouTube yet. So maybe we'll build that hauler just for this car. And anyway, so let's get started building on this. Alright, couple things here. Let's take one of these magic fingers, which I tell you guys, you can buy these at the Hobby Lobby. They're about $10, but you can buy these at Northern Tool and Equipment. I believe it's Northern Tool, and what's the other Chinese place? Can't think of them offhand, but they sell them for like $3, and they're definitely worthwhile. So we're just gonna paint the transmission. There we go. So I've been using silver. You know, I use bottle paints. This is testers. I've been using this stuff since 1982, 81, something around there. Actually, longer than that. Whatever year there was a movie came out called The Final Countdown, where the USS Nimitz goes back in time. And that, I remember that summer because my dad took us to go to the Air and Space Museum. We were staying at my Uncle Tom's down in Maryland, in Prince George's County. My Uncle Tom's passed away, but we would visit my cousins, Matthew and Andy. And I remember that movie, my dad took us to see that movie, and then that's really the first model I remember, model car, and it was Dale Earnhardt's car. I think it was Dale Earnhardt's car. It was the Wrangler car. I'm pretty much sure it was Dale Earnhardt's car, but it may not have been. But it was a stock car. Then that would have been around 1980. And it was a stock car. And I believe it was one of Dale Earnhardt's. I thought it was the Wrangler car from that era. But anyway, that's the first time I remember building a model. I was a kid then. I think I was like in 8th grade or something like that. So that is when I started using testers. And I just got some paint on my finger. So I'm gonna paint the rest of this. You'll hear dogs in the background playing because it's 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. And the dogs come up and play. Anyway, I'm gonna paint the silver here after I get this off. And so you can watch me paint that real quick, and then we'll use the Sharpie. Seriously? And you're gonna hear 2 dogs playing. They play very loudly, the little one and the big one. And they seem to know when I'm talking into my GoPro, that's when they're like, oh, let's make noise in the background. So if you hear what sounds like a giant fight of dogs, it's just 2 dogs on a Sunday morning playing. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just using silver paint all this chrome. It goes around. If we're going to use the pen on a lot of this, but there's just way too much chrome to use the pen around the roof line and stuff. So we'll just go ahead and paint this. Also, while I'm painting this, an easy way, and my brushes, if you see me using brushes, these brushes, some of them are at least 10 to 15 years old. So the reason they don't fall apart is I clean my brushes in the sink, even for testers, which is an oil-based paint, but if you use Dawn liquid soap, which you use to wash dishes with, Dawn actually works great on brushes. It keeps them soft. It will clean oil-based paint like testers. You just put a dab of Dawn in the bottom of the sink, and you just put the brush in it and let it do its thing. Just like it'll clean oil off a duck. You've seen their commercials. It will clean oil-based paint off a brush. Alright. So, I think the rest of this can be done with our pen. It's going to be a lot more precise. Okay, so that is done. So we use the pen for everything else. It's a little bit more precise. And I don't think we have anything else to use paint silver at the moment. Alright guys, let's let that dry. That and the engine will dry, and then we'll put the engine together, we'll put the rear end together, we'll start putting stuff together. on the glass, this is a one-piece glass. If you look on this side, I don't know if you can see. If you see through there, you can see that there's an etched line, which if we look at the box over here, let's go closer. Look at the box, you can see that there is a line which denotes the back window. But that would be super hard to paint unless you just put some tape around it. Now, you put tape on it, take a silver Sharpie, and you just go and take the tape off it. It's a Sharpie. Tape off, perfect line right there. Easy peasy. I'm gonna work on some of this stuff. I said using this pen here, and you can see, maybe you can't, I don't know, you should be able to see right here. We got one, so they have hood locks on this, and yet they have hinges on it. You don't really need 4 hood locks on a real one if you have hinges. And that's why it's good to use a Sharpie, because not that you can make a mistake with a Sharpie as well, but so that's how you do it. So we will go ahead and do all this here. Let that dry for a bit. I mean, you do have to let Sharpies, the silver Sharpie, dry. I mean, it doesn't take as long as paint, obviously, but you can still very easily very easily touch wet Sharpie and it will run. Alright, we're gonna hold off on doing the other side till this side is dry. So we'll let it dry for a little while here. Oops. Actually, I think I'm gonna actually paint that. We're going to let that dry. We'll detail the dashboard here shortly after it dries. And let's actually, we should probably get the starter on here too. Get the starter. The paint's dry now. We're going to let everything dry and we will come back, finish the other side of the car body, and start putting this stuff together. Guys, we're getting close. I've just been painting and painting and painting and painting, and then we used some of our panel line accent, and we did the panel line on the grill. Also outlined the grill with the silver Sharpie so you can see the red chrome, silver outline, and black in there. We also did the radiator with the panel lines. Finished up the dashboard. So we have that going right there. And we are going to use craft paint because it looks like seating material. So we're going to use the craft paint. We're just going to do the interior of these two seats red, leave the white on the outline, and then we are also going to use, I know it doesn't look like it's blue because it's an old bottle, but we're going to use a Ward blue for the carpet in here. So we've got the paint match on the outside, we've got the white seats here. Well, it's not actually a seat, it's a seat delete. And then we're going to put this, it's a darker blue, but it's lighter than this. We're going to use that for the carpet on the inside. And then we've got the engine, transmission painted. I'm going to start building this up. We also took the lights here that we used our the red chrome paint, and then we went and used our chrome paint, or our silver paint rather, and did the outside. This is our backlights that are going to go there. As you can see, we got the windshield wipers done. We got all the silver lines done on the car. We got all the detailed trim pieces done using both silver paint and a Sharpie. And we also, underneath, we used a metallic Sharpie right here to do the exhaust, the black Sharpie to do the tank line that goes to the tank. We're not going to have a lot of different colors or anything. Usually, you know, we use black and other stuff, but because this is a hot rod, we're going to use the chrome pieces and everything that we've already done. On the chrome itself, we used what is a craft paint for the belts and for the steering wheel, and that's pavement color, pavement. We also took the Sharpie pen and did the bulbs themselves, the lights themselves, leaving the chrome to be chrome, and the lights were done with a Sharpie just to give a little bit of difference. We also used our black panel line colors on the three butterflies that are going to go onto the blower. And so we're going to start putting all this stuff together, and we will be back when we have the interior done. I'm also going to be using Mod Podge. Here's Mod Podge. This dries clear. It's a white. If you watch my channel, you've seen Mod Podge 100 times. We're going to put this glass in, and as you can see, we also use the tape. I think I showed earlier the tape to tape off where the windows dividers are going to go, and that will sit inside here. And then so you can see kind of like on the box, we show the box over here, and that's where the back window is going to go. So we stick this right in here like that. There we go. Oh, let's do it again. There we go. Nope, still not in there correctly. There we go. And you'll see that bar lines right up with the door sill right there. So we're getting closer and closer and closer. Oh, and silver paint got onto the window. Great. Lovely. Anyway, we're getting ready to put the glass in, so I think we'll just put it in anyway now, because now I got silver paint got onto the plastic. Lovely. All right, well, whatever, is what is. So I'm gonna put all these pieces together. We'll come back when we're ready for a final assembly. All right, everybody, so the engine is done and built, and it's put in here as per the directions, taped in. Everything it fits fine. There's plenty of room for the headers and everything else. You shouldn't have any problems with that. The intake, everything fit really well, real easy. So that's there. Next, we have the interior. We put the brake pedals, and gas pedal in. We glued in the top bar of the roll cage. Now, when you're putting this together, you basically have to, and the directions show it in number 7, is you put the interior part on and see how it's going to fit right over top. It's going to fit exactly where it needs to be. It's going to almost click in, because you're going to need it in there in order to put some of the pieces in, like this center console with the shifter. Also, you can see we put the decals on for the speedometer and the other side, and we put the steering wheel in. The steering wheel column is a little long. You can clip it after it's been in there. And then we have our seats with the seat belts in there. Make sure you use some kind of a decal set, oh, sorry. Well, somewhere in here, oh, here it is. Decal set, decal solvent, to make sure that these will stay where they need to be. And so we'll put this together. And once this is together, then you put, it says, and we did put the glass in. So we went to jump to number 9 already. So the glass has been in, and as you can see, the Mod Podge is holding it in clear. There's no issues with that. And then you're going to, once we put the interior in and the engine is in, I don't see anything to put in for suspension. It says to put the body on first and then start building the suspension and putting the suspension in. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow the directions. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but today we're gonna do that. So next time you see it, right here we have the engine with the blower and everything else on it. I have it taped in here, down here. Next we're gonna put in the interior parts. We'll put the interior together, put that there. I'll show you that, and then we'll put the body on. So it's gonna be a little bit. Let me put the interior together, and once I have that on and together, then before I put it inside the body, I'll come back and show you what it looks like.
With you in Victory Circle, the cars get lifted up, elevator, a lift that takes them up there.
Yeah, so DJ mentioned it. You know, you see McDowell in front of the pack. He hasn't been there all day. Pit strategy. It's got McDowell there. It's got Nemechek there. LaJoy, Bush, Gilliland.
Are working on 11 and 13, the instruction sheet. So this is the front end on here. I believe it's like a Mustang 2 front end. This is a gasser, so gassers have a whole different front end for gasser racer cars, especially classic gassers. So right now we are allowing the front leaf springs to dry. This is going to have a straight axle up front, so we're allowing that to dry. Also, as you see, we put the ladder bars on, rear springs, and the drive shaft, as well as the rear pumpkin and axle in. So that's drying, and from there we have this front plate here, which goes right there, and then we have the wheelie bars there, and the wheelie bars will go back here. So it's a pretty simple build. We do have the exhaust tips and stuff to put on, but as far as suspension wise, we're letting this that's why I mean it's taking 3 pairs of these fingers that you can buy to put this together and let it just sit here and dry for a couple hours before we can put it into the front suspension area. All right, as I said, we'll be back when we move on from this part. All right, guys, so if we look at a little bit of what we got done now, we have right now our exhaust tips right here. I'm gonna pull this out. So the exhaust tips right here on the headers are drying. So we have everything put together. We do have the wheels, the slot wheels that they show on the box over here. Let's get the box over here. So this is the box. This is what we're building. So we have these slots, which are the wheels shown on there, which are ones I would really like, but for whatever reason they don't fit the slicks. So we're gonna go with the slicks. We're gonna go with the red that we painted with this special metal cast duplicolor anodizing coating. That it is not really a paint, it's a coating. And let's take a quick look before we put this all together. So we have our wheels, we got our ladder bars, we've got our shorty headers with the exhaust popping out the bottom. We've got our straight axle on there for the front because it's a gasser. And we've got wheelie bars now, we've got ladder bars now, we've got our slicks on there. Inside here we've got our fancy steering wheel, we've got our seat belts now on there, we've got the dashboard done really nice with the decals for the dash on there. We fitted the fire extinguisher onto the center of the roll bar there. On the hood we now have our emblem on the hood, which we used Sharpies to color in the emblem, the Chevy emblem there. We've got the Bel Air hood ornament that's on there, as well as the clear scoop that you could see through. It's a clear scoop, you can see through that. On the body we've put our tail lights in, that with the reverse lights as well. We put our license plate on there, obviously did all the detail work, put the glass in, put our grill in, put the headlights in, put the radiator and radiator support in. I did not put the battery in there because if this is a gasser, it's going to have the batteries going to go into the trunk. There's also another part, this little fuel tank that comes with this, and this could fit in between there. Some people put it there, some don't. I'm going to say this guy didn't put this in there. So, but you could. Now, there's some other things. You could have used these side exhausts, which are very cool. But I'm going to use these two for another model kit. We also had the backing plate for the brakes for our slots, which we're not using because we're not using the slots. We're going to keep those for another model kit. And then we have this underside piece that could go there, and it could sit there like that. I don't really see the point of that. I've never seen one on a real gasser. I don't know why somebody would have a plate there. It would make no sense to me, because all it would do would keep air from going in under there. I don't know, but I'm not using that piece. Here's the battery I painted. We're not using this battery. Alright guys, so you just put the body on, and one of the ways I put the body on is using Mod Podge because it dries clear. So I have the body glued on, and I also glued on this back bumper that for some reason wants to not glue on. So we are using regular tester's glue, gluing it to the body there, and to the bumper points on the frame. So we're gonna let this dry. Actually, it's a really cool looking model, just the way it is. Hood opens. But we are going to be putting those decals on, so it's going to be even a way cooler model here once we get all the decals on. But I mean, I could leave it like this and it would be a pretty awesome collection, or a piece to my collection. So there you go. So that's the final model build without the decals, but we will be putting decals on here shortly. And there you go. So this is the 55 Chevy Bel Air Street Machine 2-in-1 by Monogram. To get to this point, probably I would say about 4 hours, maybe. This is a level 4 build. I don't think it's a level 4 build. Honestly, I think this is something you could do as a level 2 build. If you've built a couple cars, you could probably build this. If you built 2 or 3 other cars, this would be an easier build. Engine went together great on this. So anyway, we'll see you when we get back. When we get back, we'll have all the decals on here, and we will see you shortly. All right, so we put the decals on, all the BF Goodrich. And I don't know what I'm going to use these aluminum slots on, but we're going to use them on something down the road. But I just like the way they look. Put the Mickey Thompson on Mickey Thompson's. Yep, we're getting close. We're getting close. Almost done. All right, guys, here is the final view of the 55 Chevy Bel Air Street Machine 2-in-1 by Monogram. It is actually a very cool gasser. A couple things. Let's start with the wheels it comes with. They come with 2 sets of wheels. Here are the slots that were on the tree, which you could tell have the really great decals come with it, the BF Goodrich radial TA decals. So you can use these tires on this model or on a different car. We will use them on another vehicle somewhere. We did not include the battery because the battery in this would be in the trunk, and the trunk is not accessible. All right, so let's take a look at this. Oop. Okay, so underneath we've got our drag slicks, we've got our wheelie bars, we've got ladder bars, we've got basically open headers with open exhaust, because there's some headers with a little bit of exhaust sticking out. And we've got this actual really cool straight axle front end that you'll find on almost all the gassers. So we went with the red, white, and blue decals. The decals fit in. They went on perfectly. These water slide decals. The one thing, oh wow, I just noticed there's just a little misaligned there, but that's okay. I don't care. But the thing is, they come off of their backing paper super fast. These are super fast water slide decals. So when you're doing this, just be prepared that they're going to come off pretty freaking quick. All right, so we have a hood that opens up, and let's open that up. There we go. Oh, I could probably just pop it right off here. Well, inside, you guys have seen the engine already. So it's got 327 with a small, I don't think it's a 671 blower on it, but all chrome with headers. There is no way to make this car a stock 55 Chevy Bel Air, so you will have to build it if you get the kit as a street machine. It only has 2 seats on the inside, which we've already seen. It's got seat belt stickers, water slide decals. It's got the water slide decals for the stock dashboard. It comes with a roll bar, and if you could see inside, which I'm sure you can, you could see that we painted the whole thing red, white, and blue. It's got a really nice shifter in there. It's got the fire extinguisher on the roll cage, which is pretty standard when you have a roll cage because you need that fire extinguisher. It's got the stickers for the Mickey Thompson slicks on it. I just love the red, white, and blue. That's why I got it, because of the livery, custom paint of this vehicle. And I just think it came out awesome. I think it came out really, exactly how I wanted it to look. It does have the NRA sticker right there, NHRA sticker. And then this other sticker, I don't even know what that is, but in the back, it's got a big Chevy sticker there and the license plate. I just think that it came out excellent. You saw how I used the special paint that we have, the Duplicolor metal cast that I bought, which is actually used on real vehicles, but we put it on the chrome here to make these wheels. This is only the second car that I've used that on. I used it about 1.5 years ago on a Chevy 2 quarter-mile car as well. But anyway, I think this is, it says it's a level 4 kit. I would say it's a level 2 kit. Don't be afraid of it. it's a real super easy kit. I think the only thing that makes it a little harder is putting the decals on. But realistically, to me, it's just a fun kit, a super easy kit. Took about 5 total hours to build. It has 2 different ways you can paint. You can do the red, white, and blue, but there's also, if we look here, you can also do it in this other blue and black, or any way you want. It's your model kit. So there's a couple different decals that you can get with it, that come with it, that you can use. There's 2 sets of tires and 2 grills. So anyway, it was a fun kit to build. It's going to look really good in the collection, and I appreciate you watching. I have an idea for the car carrier for this, which you will see coming down the road. There's one that I'm going to build, and you guys have recognized the kit, but I don't think I've seen anybody actually build it on YouTube yet, so we're going to build that one. All right, guys, have a great day. Remember to subscribe. Remember to comment if you want to comment. And I appreciate everything. We'll do more model builds. You're going to see more cars coming up. We're going to be putting on some regular videos of regular cars coming up here, a lot of the shorter ones, and some stuff from junkyards that are coming up, some classic car junkyards. So anyway, have a great day. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.